All right, let me know if they're live, yeah? Okay, now we're gonna start. All right. So welcome back to everybody that is here, will be here, watching. This is the second time I get to go live, and of course, I still haven't mastered anything regarding going live. Right? There's a whole bunch of buttons, as everybody knows, all over the place, and yeah, it's definitely a lot to take on, but I'll get there eventually. Today, let's talk about a couple stories that I want to go through. Right, these are gonna be fun stories. They're not gonna be too heavy-hearted like sometimes you guys hear me talk about. Let's start with the first one, shall we? And that is one that you guys might have heard of, and that is with Tom Cruise. Right, I want to start off with Tom Cruise today. Normally, not a person that I would be talking about, but he did do something that was viewed very split among many people, right? When it comes to what he did. So for us to have more context over what happened, what is it that he decided to do? Why don't we go to that video? So let me cut to that real quick. So you guys can take a look at what I'm talking about. Let me see if you guys have audio as well, because I know earlier there was no audio. Hold on, that was nasty. Let's see here. I do have audio, but I'm trying to make sure that they can hear it. Okay, let's just roll it. Let's see what we can do. So let me minimize myself there and play the audio for you guys. I don't know that it's playing audio. Hold on. Something is happening here. For some reason, we're not playing audio. So let me go back to it real quick. Let me make sure you guys have audio. I'm sorry. Darn it. That's going to suck if you guys can't hear it. It's about Tom Cruise, right?
Using us to make their movies. We are the gold standard. You're back there in Hollywood making movies right now because they believe in us and what we're doing. I'm on the phone with every studio at night, insurance companies, producers, and they're looking at us and using us to make their movies. We are creating thousands of jobs. I don't ever want to see it again. Ever. And if you don't do it, you're fired. If I see you do it again, you're gone. And anyone on this crew does it. That's it. And you too, and you too, and you. Don't you ever do it again. That's it. No apologies. You could...
All right. Let me cut it right there real quick. Okay. So to give more context to who's watching, sorry for that little glitch with the audio. So essentially here what happened is this is around the mask. Now, obviously many people know that the film industry, production companies, period, whether they're filming for TV or for, the big screen, they've been pretty much dead, right? Sure, some stuff is still being made, like sports, for instance, right? They figure out a way around it. But even then, now you have a lot of local government agencies stepping in, right? And essentially saying, hey, if you don't follow these strict guidelines, you're going to be shut down, right? So the backstory behind this, as the Sun put it out, is that Cruise himself has paid money out of his own pocket, some crazy number like $500,000, an example, to have a cruise ship, right, that was retired or just it was an old cruise ship no longer in service, brought in so that the crew can basically live in it. And all that, by the way, so that the local government agencies don't shut the production down. Now, there you see the guy, pretty much blowing off a lid because you have allegedly some crew staff working very closely together. And some sources say that allegedly there are some people there always watching the filming, everything that's happening. And again, Cruise is someone that is very much invested, not only emotionally because this is one of his franchises, right? The Mission Impossible, but you also have Cruise there financially invested, right? Beyond whatever he can possibly make in the long run when the movie gets released. And we know whenever that happens. So, his whole thing is, you guys are essentially, the video goes on at least another 2 minutes or so from what I can see here, but he rambles on. There's a lot of silence. And, he kind of goes and say, hey, you're going to be sorry when you cost people their jobs. People can't pay, their college tuition or whatever, right? Now, listen, the point of this is that how this was received is very split, right? Much like everything else nowadays. And it's split because a lot of people are saying, hey, he has a good point, right? There's a lot of people that are out of work, period. And they would probably do a lot just to have a job, right? And some of these people do have a job and they can't follow simple guidelines, right? That's one side. I've heard a whole, bunch of stuff on the other side. Things like, here's another rich prick yelling. And to be fair, we've seen a lot of those, right? I myself showcased our very own President-elect Joe Biden shushing someone, right? So shushing someone that was less than or is less than them, right? And here they have a celebrity, a mega celebrity like Tom Cruise, yelling. And you can hear him, right? Is going off. And people are saying, what a prick, What a prick to just go off on people that are not making anywhere near what you're making, that cannot neither emotionally or financially be invested as much as you are. So listen, at the end of the day, it all comes down to how you view it, right? Which of course then comes on how I view it. And this is the way I see it. It is definitely something that you have to appreciate, that someone would say things like, hey, I'm trying to keep more than just you two, because apparently it was just a few people, or a couple people rather, that were violating on-set, instructions. I'm trying to keep everyone else around here, right? And anybody that's ever seen a behind the scenes of a movie knows that typically there are hundreds of people there, right? Working. Everything from extras to people working on the actual rigs and pulleys and, audio. So the way he sees it is, it's not just you two that will lose your job, right? If we get shut down, is everyone else. So I can appreciate that. Again, because there are so many people that are suffering with not being able to essentially hold their existing position, or for that matter, have been let go and can't get other jobs. So I understand. Do I think that he handled it the right way? No, I don't think he handled it the right way. I've said that about Joe Biden. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna pick and choose just because, I don't have anything against, Cruz. No, I think that's a very rich prick of, thing of him to do. He could have handled it better, right? But at the end of the day, again, it's going to come down to how you see it yourself. And with that, let's check in, because my wife is telling me no audio. Okay, good. So Josh was telling me there was no audio. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it. I hope the audio came through already. Okay, so let's move on to the next story, and that is going to be one around Jake Paul. I even had a relative of mine, a cousin of mine, sent over the story and is like, dude, what do you think about this? You hear this, punk? So let's move on to that real quick, right? And before we can start with the actual story, let's first again give you some context. So Jake Paul had a fight not too long ago. In fact, the same night that Tyson made his return to the ring, right? You can say. And before the big fight, Tyson, we had Jake Paul, right? Which was like the second biggest fight. And here's what happened. Essentially, Jake Paul was able to claim yet another victory, right? So let me show you real quick the fight, just so you can kind of see the knockout. Some of you guys like that. So let me show you that.
But Snoop Dogg is singing the hymns. He's trying to get out of the ring.
All right. Yeah. So that was the knockout, right? And of course, he's very happy about that, because like, ooh, I get to knock out a guy that was trash talking me on social media, and I get to come out like the big boss, right? That's not the reason really Jake Paul is in the news. I mean, honestly, when that happened, sure, there were some people tweeting about it, but it didn't like erupt Twitter. It wasn't like getting the news of the century. It's like, okay, a YouTuber fighting some other dude, I believe he's in sports, and he knocked him out. Fair enough. To be fair, the guy, Nate Robinson, really was, has never fought, right, professionally. So it was like, all right, Jake, well, you fought a previous dude. You definitely put some work in your training, so congratulations, right? That was the end of it. But what did Jake Paul decide to do? And for those of you guys who don't know, I have a particular disdain for the Logan brothers. I think they're obnoxious. They're a bunch of pricks. And unfortunately, we have a large part of society, right, that for some reason or another has decided to, for lack of a better word, glorify them, right? A lot of impressionable young kids have decided to look at Logan and Jake Paul as role models or people to follow, right? And they know this and they take advantage of this, right? Because they drive fancy cars. They look like bosses. I don't know, right? I mean, they sit and probably sleep with models. Who knows? But the point is that unfortunately, a large part of our young population, and I'm sure some older, glorify these idiots. But let's see what he recently did and why he's actually in the news, right? Which is absurd, and which is what my cousin told me to look at. For that, let's look at this video real quick, right? Let me rewind it and let me show you this video.
But happy Monday. My team sent you a $50 million offer this morning. $50 million cash. You're scared to fight me, Connor? You're ducking me because you don't want to lose to a YouTuber. You're 0-1 as a boxer. I'm 2-0 as a boxer. I just came off the 8th biggest pay-per-view event in history. But you want to fight Dustin Prober, who has less followers on Instagram than my fucking dog. That's a fact.
All right. So Logan Paul, or Jake Paul, which is the younger brother, by the way, knocks out 2 people, and all of a sudden the guy is ready to fight with one of the top MMA fighters, right? With Conor McGregor. Now that's just a very short TikTok video, right? He rambles on. It was cut down, but he rambles on to even call out McGregor's wife. Now, to be fair, McGregor is not one to be a stranger to doing the same to other fighters he's in a fight, right? As we're going to show you here in just a second, when he did it to another fighter, and Joe Rogan, also mentioned it. So I guess that's a little bit of karma, right? You talk smack and about maybe someone else's relatives, wives, mothers, and it's just a matter of moment until someone talks back, on your family members. Now, in my opinion, by the way, side note, when your spouse, your mother, your significant other, or your family members for that matter, are also in the spotlight, whatever, it's all fair game, right? Jake Paul can't get mad if someone talks smack about Logan Paul, his brother. He's in the limelight, right? And vice versa. But in this particular case, it's like, he's going after someone, that is not really out there, other than her husband. In this, I'm referring to McGregor and his wife. But okay, so he said that, right? He started following on Instagram too, right? To troll McGregor, to get people hyped up. Here's the thing, and here's my perspective, right? Which, by the way, I'm going to strongly disagree with Joe Rogan, which is, I'm kind of disappointed because Joe Rogan is someone that I typically follow a lot of his podcasts and stuff like that. But Rogan believes that, hey, this guy, you see how he fought? He's a great fighter, and he's like, wow, he can totally probably make this fight happen. All right, so let me show you that real quick, and you tell me what you think about this. All right, so let's go real quick to the Joe Rogan clip that I found for you guys, so you guys can see what he saw or what he said. All right, I had to put my headphones on because something's happening with my audio board or something there's an echo. So I apologize for the weird echo. Again, second stream, trying to get used to the whole thing. All right. Josh, I like your comment there. Yes, please take him down, right? Despite of what you have there, Joe Rogan saying, right? Saying, he knows how to move, he knows how to fight. Yes. And you know what? I get it. By the way, Joe Rogan, he's like a top expert. He knows, he's been in the combat, sport, for a long time. So I understand and I respect his opinion. The way I look at it is this. You're talking about a kid who wants to get into, a boxing match, right? With someone that has been in the sport of, again, a combat sport his entire life. Jake Paul, people shouldn't forget, they didn't know squat a few years ago, right? About fighting, right? Maybe other than street fighting, who knows? But he was just a social media celebrity, right? He gets into the ring with 2 people, and has good luck or better strategy. Fair enough. It's very different than comparing him to saying, hey, he can go and fight with Conor McGregor. It's a disrespect. Now, by the way, the owner or the operator of MMA or whatnot said it's not going to happen, right? Dana White, I believe his name, said it's not going to happen. Maybe I'll let him fight with a girl, but he's not going to fight with Conor McGregor. He's out of his mind, even if he offered $50 million, right? Do some people want to see it? Yes, I agree with Josh, because people just want to see his ass get knocked out, right? Just for talking a lot of smack. You have a big mouth on you, right? You have to fight your way up, right? Now, by the way, side note, a lot of people are saying, hey, but Logan Paul is about to fight with none other than Mayweather, right? Who was undefeated or is undefeated. Yeah, he took the fight. So what they're doing is trying to hype up the Paul brothers to fight with legendary fighters. Despite of what some of you guys may think about McGregor or Mayweather for that reason, right? I know Mayweather has a lot of hate. But hey, in their own right. They're respected, fighters in their own class. And, you have stupid YouTubers saying, come on, put him up, put him up. That's just my opinion, right? But okay, let's move on to the next story. The next one will actually might get some of you guys pissed off because it got me pissed off. I didn't like the way the whole thing went down. Let me give you some context. So this video comes out of a clip that was filmed actually sometime back in September, and that is of a Denny's employee who on camera quits, just like that, right? She even I think cusses and says I'm not gonna take this shit anymore, or something like that. So let's go watch that real quick so you guys know what I'm talking about.
We have a religious exemption. We just don't want to wear a mask.
You're required to wear a mask to enter the restaurant.
Pardon me?
You're required to have a mask.
So it's our religious belief, though. It's under the Civil Rights Act of 1964 that we have an exemption, religious exemption.
I quit. I fucking quit. What is wrong with you people?
Ma'am, we're not
Roger,
sick.
I'm not working for this shit anymore. These guys won't put their mask on. I'm sick of feeling like this.
Why are you discriminating against us, ma'am?
I'm not discriminating against you.
Yes, you are.
Roger, I can't do this. I can't work this.
Stop! I'm sorry, you can't come in without a mask. The
Why?
governor has said, no mask, no service.
Sir, the Civil Rights Act says we can claim a religious exemption for not wearing a mask. We're not sick.
No, not here.
Okay, and then you lost our business.
Okay,
We'll go somewhere else.
thank you, and I'm sorry.
He's
Well-
filming him also, by the way.
See what?
He's filming this. It's just some kind of fun act for these people. I've had it.
Don't believe everything the media tells you, okay?
Yeah, fuck yourself.
You know what? Clean your language up, ma'am.
Oh man. Sorry, I'm laughing because that last part was priceless, right? Where the guy tries to walk out of there, with a small aleck remark saying, oh, don't believe everything the media tells you, right? She's like, yeah, go fuck yourself. And there's something else, right, that you see on there, and that is that she notices that they're filming. Now, what have I said before on previous videos, right? Where you have some of these so-called influencers, right? Whether micro or well-known established check marks, right? Blue check marks on Twitter or any other platform, is that they'll go in, right, with their videos, put them somewhere, where they think that they're being smart, maybe on their pocket, or sometimes, they don't give a crap and they're just, right in your face, and they're trying to make jokes and pranks, right? And I've said it before, people are effing tired of that. Now, you as a viewer, by the way, you could say, dude, they're so funny. Come on, don't be uptight. And I will tell you this. One, not everybody thinks like you. And two, not everybody has the same tolerance as you. Some people, in fact, I would argue most people just want to be left the F alone, right? They don't want to be shopping for groceries, especially now, during Corona, and be messed with. They don't want to be doing their job at Denny's and have these two guys that probably sat outside their, the restaurant and their vehicle saying, we're going to go in there right now, dude. Where's my phone? We're going to film it and we're going to call out some bullshit constitution and say, oh, our constitution, according to them, by the way, section of the Constitution, and we're going to say that we don't need to wear a mask. And, what do you get? What I exactly have been saying before. People are going to lose their they're done. They do not want to deal with this anymore. Who does? Right? They're not making the laws. They're not making this regulation, right? This, in my opinion, by the way, from my point of view, the poor lady there at Denny's is there to make a paycheck, right? Despite that this whole pandemic thing is happening, right? Also, unfortunately, having to risk her well-being, right? Whether you believe Corona is real or not, whether you believe whatever you believe of Corona, doesn't matter, right? She's out there. And you have these assholes coming in and just, trying to give her a hard time. We're not going to wear a mask. I mean, what are you gaining from that? Other than maybe, a couple views? Right? I mean, what is exactly the point of that? To make someone else's job harder when they didn't make that regulation. It's, you want to take it up with, in California, with Newsom. Go take it up with Newsom. Right now with this lady at Denny's, who what is she going to do to you? Other than you're going to frustrate her to the point where she's going to want to quit her job and she's done. I think things like that really suck, right? When individuals choose to go down that road because it entertains them, because it's funny, because, again, they like to see a reaction out of people. So, I wanted you guys to see that one there because, I don't know, when I saw it, there were so many people just commenting like, oh, she's so triggered and, calm down, stop being such a, I don't know what they call her, snowflake. There you go. And it's just so many names. And it's like, yeah, where are you commenting from, right? What are you, what's, what pedestal are you commenting from? That there's this person that doesn't make the rules and says, hey, you got to wear a mask. I'm sorry. And then gets to the point where, she'd rather just quit and leave. That sucks. So, yeah. Not only hers, but her family's yeah, exactly, Josh. Not only hers, but her family's health as well. Even if she doesn't have children, right? We don't know who she has, she lives with. Her mom, who knows, right? But the point is, all for people that are stomping their feet, right? Saying, I don't want to wear a mask. And there's this other, laws that, that allow me to be a prick, which, by the way, I forgot. But here's a quick note from one of our writers who helped me write this story in particular, who later on, I guess, USA Today, by the way, fact-checked. And I'll read you a little bit of that. So when they went in there, right, they said that, through the Civil Rights Act of 1964, right, is what they were claiming. They didn't have to wear a mask. USA Today actually released an article, and they said that in fact-checking, that a law school professor shared the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which does not apply to religious mask exemptions. Essentially, you can't be like, oh, yeah, my religion doesn't allow me to wear a mask. What? And for that matter, the restaurants have had things like no shirt, no shoes, or whatever, however the saying goes, for years. I mean, where is your boycotting for that? Where is your filming, trying to be clever and film because someone says, hey, you came in here without shoes, you got to go. No one argues that, right? It's been around for years. But here, again, the masks, it's almost now like people are just finding an excuse or reason. I can't breathe. I can't do that. And by the way, this is coming from a guy that hates masks, all right? I don't like them, but I wear them because it is what it is, all right? And at least in my eyes, what else can I do? I have to wear the stupid mask, right? Otherwise, I want to be called out. I don't want to make a scene, and I don't want to make someone else's job harder when I know they didn't implement this, right? It's not, if I really have a problem, I'll sit here, write myself an email to Mr. Newsom or wherever, whoever hell my governor is here in Texas, and be like, I am a Mexican man in America. Some of you guys might get that reference. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. I really appreciate you guys tuning in for, looks like 6 of you guys. Really appreciate it. You guys made my day today. I went from 2 to 6. Tomorrow or next time I live stream, we're going to go to 7, guys. We're going to go to 7. What? In about a year, we'll get to 17 and, so on and so forth. Huh? Yeah, it's true. I'm also going to have the kids in here and be watching with us. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you. I'll get better at this live streaming. I know it's kind of awkward. I usually have Nods, our editor, take all the weirdness away, right? Although I make his job really hard sometimes. He's like, dude, I can't take so much away. I would not have a video if I take everything away. But he does do magic. And unfortunately, I don't have him here, So it's just me and my awkwardness. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, thank you for you guys for being here. See ya.